All right, folks, the next step to creating your collage is collecting your supplies. I happen to have some scraps sitting around my house, so I can use some of these. You can also use, if you have any magazines, old magazines floating around, you can use things from here. You can also just use junk mail. Like, I get some pretty good junk mail, and even something like these advertisements have things like shapes and textures you can pick. Don't think that you have to find the thing you're looking for. Like, for example, I want bricks or something that looks like bricks on my Hogwarts castle. This is a sidewalk. But if I cut out the pieces here, it's going to look like bricks, especially if I cut them out this way. So don't think you have to spend hours like sorting through things to find exactly what you're looking for. Any kind of pattern or texture that you find somewhere you could use. Now, the one thing you have to think about, and the one requirement for the collage, which is a requirement for all the pieces, is that you are taking your pieces so that your foreground is brighter and your background is smaller and duller. Just like we talked about with the artist references, you want your objects to go back in space. So that means that, for example, my foreground objects are my mermaid and Dumbledore's tomb. So with that, I want to make sure that these are nice and bright and real colors. My trees back here are part of my background, so then I shouldn't be doing my trees out of something bright green like this. I need to find something, like even if I look here, see how the green back here is nice and dark. So I'm looking for something to do those trees in that would be nice and dark. And the thing about collage is that I can always piecemeal it. So I could take a little piece that's here and make it into one of these smaller trees. So I can break this big space up. I don't have to cut that out as one piece. What I would recommend is cutting your background pieces first. So cut your blue, brown, whatever your background is, find those pieces first. They're going to be the hardest to find. And then once you do them, watch the next video about gluing and glue them down. That way you don't lose them. Then do your middle ground. Find those pieces, make sure they stand out against your background, glue them down. Then do your foreground pieces, make sure they stand out against everything else, and then glue them down. So the first thing you should be doing is finding pieces for your background. Then watch the glue video. Does this make sense? Good. All right, so go start finding some